Raw 4 TV.
What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw 4 TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. All right, so before I get into this video, shout out to the brother Magnetic Discovery for the $15 donation via the PayPal. He leaves a note. He says, Too Raw, now that it's confirmed, Bron forced to leave the play during the pandemic. His fans say this proves he's the GOAT because he had the power to make the NBA resume and people followed. But doesn't this weaken his argument since it took something this extraordinary? I'm amazed at the goalposts moving. So it moves from being about skill because they know they can't win that argument. They moved it from championships because they can't win that argument. They're hanging on to stats because that's the only thing they really can kind of talk about, but it's cumulative stats. But then when you look at the advanced metrics, it's still Jordan in a blowout. So now you're moving to you're taking one of the worst events in human history, modern history, the worst pandemic to hit the world in over 100 years, which infected 700 million to 1 billion people worldwide, which took the lives of at least 7 million people, possibly more. And you're using that terrible event and you're marginalizing it as an argument for the GOAT because LeBron, his selfishness, because he saw an opportunity where so many NBA players were not mentally invested into the season. In particular, guys like Karl Anthony Towns, who lost 10 family members. A lot of players did not even participate during the bubble. A lot of them, their hearts weren't really into basketball. But the Lakers, because they had been able to illegally practice during quarantine, going to the home of a billionaire, I believe he was, in LA, playing on a replica court, allowing to socialize, by the way, we're always supposed to be in quarantine. They were the only team allowed to do this outside of the resumption of the schedule. He took this opportunity, which previously he said was not real basketball. Because, hey, as he put it, there was no crowd involved. That's not real basketball. But now, all of a sudden, because it benefits him, now it's the hardest path to a title. Well, that goes to show you how disgusting his fan base is. First of all, the fact that they say that him moving like a dictator makes him the GOAT. That tells you why a lot of these guys are Trump supporters. They're born slaves. They would fit in right nicely if we reverted the clock back to 1839. They love to have Master Trump tell them what to do, feed them scraps. As long as they get to live on his plantation, call him master. But the minute one of us righteous brothers try to overthrow, they'll go squeal. They'll squeal on us in a minute. I'm trying to figure out how him using his influence to do something that self-centered makes him the GOAT. Michael Jordan already knew by the end of the 1998 season that he was retired as a basketball player. But he didn't announce his retirement until January of 1999. And you know the reason why he waited? Partly because even though he was a superstar, he never put himself above the NBA. Unlike this guy who needlessly, stretched out this indecision crap because he didn't think that the NBA should tell him when he should make his announcement because to hell with the schedule. You don't tell me what to do. I'm LeBron James. But Michael Jordan, he delayed announcing that he was retiring because he knew that his strength and the weight that he had, the power and influence he had as an active player still, during the lockout, helped to aid the players get a better deal during uh, the 1998-99 lockout. He didn't announce his retirement until after everything was resolved. So he did that for the betterment of all NBA players. This guy only thinks about himself. But hey, what's to be expected when you've been coddled to since you were a child, since you were a middle schooler? You've been called the chosen one and compared to Jesus Christ in commercials and your fan base. I mean, can you even blame this guy at this point? You have a network that coddles to him. He walks past people who blindly, worship him on streets. He blindly walks past them like they don't exist, and they're begging him for autographs. And he lectures people if you get into a space. You know, he looks to security to take care of that. If a fan gets a little bit overzealous, whereas Michael Jackson, he always embraced his fans. Muhammad Ali would sign every autograph. Michael Jordan, although he has a reputation for being a bit prickly, he treats his fan base, especially as he's gotten more mellow in age, a lot better than this guy. This guy is an absolute, he's the world's oldest teenager. And they used to call Dick Clark that, but that was because of his youth and his, ever, uh, everlasting youth and, you know, and childlike, enthusiasm for always trying to keep himself relevant with younger crowd in the trends. But LeBron, he's the old world's teenager for the wrong reasons. He refuses to grow up. He dyes his beard because he wants to. He can't accept getting older. Allegedly, and I gotta say allegedly for legal reasons. He takes gym candy to keep, his athleticism and his abilities and his unnatural, I should say, uh, uh, um, testosterone levels and muscle structure in place. Because we know once if he stopped doing it, and whenever he goes a period of time without doing it, age shows up. He's literally like an artificial cyborg type motherfucker. He's taking like the latest ish they got out there, allegedly. He's no king, man. Are you serious? King of what? King of the crooks? Hell, Avery Bradley didn't even participate in the bubble. Wasn't he their starting guard? And it had to end up being KCP or something. So many players didn't participate in the bubble. And I heard, and I don't know how true this is. Someone can confirm this for me. I heard that the Lakers were kind of like the only ones who were really pandered to during the bubble, like as far as living conditions and being able to go back and forth and interact with their family. Everybody else was confined. He got all this special treatment. No road games, no crowds, no distractions. No distractions. Didn't have to deal with family. You know, all you had to do was concentrate on basketball, playing in an empty gym. And that's the hardest championship ever. Get the fuck up out of here, man.